Hi guys, Ange here. Thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel Angelic Beauty and Flair. This video is my journey on looking to skincare ingredients and eliminating some of them from my skincare products. This is my second attempt at filming this video, as while I was editing the last one I tried to film, it was over 45 minutes long. So I'm going to try and condense this video down and I will split it into two videos. This one will be the ingredients I'm trying to avoid, and my next video will be products I'm using, products I have used, and products that I'm looking forward to trying, all that fit in with the skincare boundaries that I've given myself. Now, makeup is a whole new kettle of fish altogether, and it's not one that I have yet ventured into. This was hard enough for me going through all the ingredients in my skincare and eliminating things that I really enjoy using, but they had some products in them that I would like to eliminate from my skincare. I do hope to look at makeup in the future. I do know that companies are getting so much better at doing a lot more in the way of clean skincare and beauty, so that is just such a positive. So before we get started, guys, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to be notified when I upload more videos, please click on the notification bell as well. That would be great. I would love to see you back. So why have I changed some of the products that I'm using in my skincare routine? I don't want to be preachy because I've really only done this for me. And so after embarking on my journey of eating more healthy for my well-being, I've learned how my body works and how some things that I had been doing had made it very hard for my body to complete its functions in an efficient way. Now, the course I did was the Dr. Libby Weaver Weight Loss for Women course. It was an online 9-week course, and it turned out to be the best $300 that I had ever spent. The course turned out to be so life-changing that I wanted to take it further into my daily life with other substances and not just the food that I was consuming. The course basically focused on that if you eat to be healthy, you will lose weight, rather than the norm of what we have sort of been conditioned to believe, that if we lose weight, we will be healthy. It actually works the other way round. Well, it's what I found for myself. So far, I've lost 12 kilos, I sleep better, and I really do feel the benefits of eating in a more healthy way. And believe me, I'm not always good. I know that when we went to Sydney, I deviated for a week, we ate out more, and I didn't have a lot of the stuff that I have at home at my fingertips. And I enjoyed that week, it was wonderful, but my body kicked me in the butt a week later, especially when it came to my period the next month. I was back into all those horrible things that had been going on before. So I definitely have learned when I do eat well, my body functions well and I'm good. I can go off the track, but I do feel it when I eat certain things that I had eliminated. I get more migraines and headaches. Well, prior to doing this course, I was probably having 6 Panadol a day because I was constantly plagued with headaches and migraines. I don't get them very often now, but you can guarantee if I do get a headache these days, I can attribute it to something I've eaten in the last 48 hours. It's made me very in tune with what's going on. So, although I've been very good with a lot of things in this diet, there are some things that I don't do very well with. I've managed to cut a lot of things out of my diet that I don't need, but there are 2 areas that I do really still struggle in. One is alcohol, and although I did cut it out for the 9-week course and I did really feel a heck of a lot better, I do enjoy having a glass of wine, and so I've brought wine back into life again. And I don't drink every day, but I love to have a couple of glasses on the weekend, and then some weekends it's definitely more than a couple of glasses. And I must admit I don't feel great probably the next day, but I enjoy having a wine. I've tried to get into the habit of trying to have a glass of chilled water with lemon juice in a wine glass during the week, and that is really, really nice. I wish I could carry that on through the weekends as well, but I really do enjoy a glass of wine, and so I still do that. So I've introduced it back into my life as I enjoy it, but I do need to be more mindful of how much I drink so that I can still be kind to my liver. The other thing that I still don't have under control with all of this going on is stress. I'm a real stress ball. I tend to sweat the small stuff, and I cannot rest until everything is done, which in effect means I don't get a lot of downtime because I always have something to do. An example is I had a wee trip to hospital as I ran myself so ragged with the change of house, still going to work, trying to keep the other house with the lawns done, the gardens done and everything, and just stressing about getting this place right, that and trying to keep up with YouTube and everything like that. I should have trimmed my to-do list, but I didn't. I kept going and going like the Energizer Bunny, except I'm not the Energizer Bunny. And I ended up having a trip to the hospital because my doctor thought I was having a heart attack. But all it was my body giving me a kick up the rear end to say, hey girl, slow down. So I had to have 3 days off work and basically rest and try and catch my breath. I just really need to be a lot more mindful of not creating to-do lists that I don't need to do. So they are two areas that I really do need to focus on a lot more. Now, the reason I have decided to go on this journey and to carry it on through into my skincare as well is that after having surgery last year for early stages of breast cancer, I've just assumed that I have the cancer gene. And as I lost my parents at a relatively young age, like my dad was 56, my mum was 65, after keeping cancer at bay for 15 years, I really feel the need to change some things in my life if I wish to enjoy a long and healthy life for myself. This journey has scared as well as excited me all at once. Considering that I've always been scared of the high risk of cancer that is in my family, I can't believe that I have never researched the products that I'm putting on my skin. I have been really good in some areas, but oh my goodness, I've really exposed myself to a lot of things, not only in my skincare, but I'm a shocker for when we go camping. I'll spray insect repellent all over me. I actually haven't even looked at what's in those sorts of products, but I thought nothing of spraying stuff like that on me, and now I really have to step back and think about everything that I'm putting on my skin and in my body. As the skin is the largest organ of our body, it makes up 15% of our total body weight. I felt the need to be more diligent about what I expose my body through the use of skincare, and as a skincare junkie, I use quite a few products and felt that it was time to investigate what ingredients was in what I was using. Anything that we add topically to our skin is absorbed through our skin and into our bodies. Now, this is very well demonstrated with the use of nicotine patches, that you put a nicotine patch on and it absorbs into your skin and takes away the desire to have a cigarette. If we give our bodies too much to deal with what we're putting in our mouths or on top of our skins, we are giving our bodies too much to deal with, and we are inviting complications and harmful outcomes for our body. After doing the course with Dr. Libby, I've read some other books as well. I've done my own research online. There are some great websites online of where you can get information, where you can find medical journals that will give you studies and everything about the ingredients. I have tended to err more on the cautious side, just because I would like to make my risk of anything related to cancer as minimal as possible. So the following ingredients that I'm going to discuss and what I personally, myself, are cutting out of my skincare were mentioned in my Dr. Libby Weaver online course. Also, there are some recommendations here from Dr. Harold Lancer, who is a dermatologist who wrote a very great book that I've enjoyed. I've listened to it as an audiobook. I actually have the book itself because I like highlighting things in books like that. And the book was called Harold Lancer Younger, the Breakthrough Anti-Aging Method for Radiant Skin. And in his book, he recommended some ingredients to avoid in our skincare as well. So I've combined the list together because a lot of them overlapped to come up with my list, and I've also added a few ingredients myself from my own research. So let's get into it. If I botch any of these words, I'm not very good with some things, and pronouncing big words is one of them. First one is there's two products in this category, and they're known as BHA and BHT. Now the BHA is not your beta hydroxy acids. The BHA stands for butylated hydroxyanisole, and the BHT stands for butylated hydroxytoluene. The BHA is used in our food and is used in potato chips and cake mixes, and the BHT is used as a preservative and an antioxidant. Now the BHT slows down the rate of colour change in your products. This has been banned in some countries and is known as a hormone disruptor that causes metabolic stress. Now with so many women these days having a lot of fertility issues and things like that, I definitely feel that if it is going to disrupt our hormones, even when you're not in the childbearing ages, you've still got menopause to go through and everything, I would like to avoid these products. Now the health concerns as well as that are endocrine disruption, organ system toxicity, and developmental and reproductive toxicity, cancer and irritation. So anything, as I said, that has cancer in there to worry about, I am eliminating it from my skincare, especially when there is skincare out there that can give me the same benefits without these horrible ingredients in them. There are so many great companies out there that are producing great products without these horrible additives in them. Now, everyone would have heard about parabens. Parabens, these are preservatives that have an antibacterial property. It mimics estrogen and has been linked to breast cancer, so it's definitely a no-no for me. These endocrine disrupting chemicals can be absorbed through the skin, blood, and into the digestive system. So the health concerns for parabens is endocrine disruption, cancer, and developmental and reproductive toxicity. The next one's a bit wordy. Here we go. Sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl ether sulfate, also known as SLES. This is a common surfactant used in many personal care products. SLES is an ethoxylated product, and ethoxylated means it's been processed with ethylene oxide, and so it potentially has been contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, which is a known carcinogen. Now, I'm going to go more into the 1,4-dioxane because a lot of ingredients are bad if it comes in contact with this 1,4-dioxane, and it is definitely been flagged as a carcinogen, so you do want to stay away from it. Phthalates. What you need to look for in the label are phthalates, DEP, DPB, DEHP, and fragrance. Now the health concerns for these products are endocrine disruption, developmental and reproductive toxicity, and cancer. These have been banned from cosmetics in the European Union, but they still remain quite common in US products. Rescorsenol. Rescorsenol is primarily used by the rubber industry, especially in the production of tyres. It is also used in high quality wood bonding, dyes, chemical fertilizers, and in manufacturing certain chemicals. And it's in some of our skincare and beauty products. Health concerns with risperidone is a skin and eye irritant, it is a skin sensitizer, organ system toxicity, and possible endocrine disrupting chemical known as EDC. I'm staying away from it for the fact that it's used to help make tyres. I don't need that in my skincare. So, nitrosamines. These are two products that are under the nitrosamines label, and you have, this is going to be a hard one, diethanolamine, DEA, and triethanolamine, which is TEA, and another product, MEA. These additives are used to adjust the pH in products. So they also do double duty as emulsifiers. They can combine with nitrates to form carcinogens that cause liver and kidney damage. An ingredient that I'm finding very, very common in skincare, and I have to say this has gutted me when it's come to my Korean skincare, because it's very common in Korean skincare, and I love my Korean skincare, but I have slowly started eliminating it from my skincare because it has a lot of PEGs in them, which are polyethylene glycols. Now, I had to do a lot more research in these polyethylene glycols because I couldn't understand why they were showing up in so many products. One of my biggest concerns is that I'm wanting to cut a lot of these ingredients out of my skincare because I wear foundation on a daily basis, and I have not come across a foundation that does not have PEGs in it. So polyethylene glycols are ethoxylated ingredients. Ethoxylated ingredients on their own have very small concern. However, in the process of ethoxylation, they may leave behind small amounts of carcinogens. Ethoxylation is a process of reacting ethylene oxide with other chemicals and to make them less harsh. Now, ethoxylation can create small amounts of this 1,4-dioxane and leave residual ethylene oxide in the product. Now, ethylene oxide and the 1,4-dioxane are known carcinogens, so the process of ethoxylation can create these carcinogenic. So PEGs on their own aren't a danger on their own, they have a low risk, but it is the process of the ethoxylation that can create your 1,4-dioxane, which from what I've been reading is one of the most horrible things that you can get in your skincare because it is a carcinogen, and then with your residual ethylene oxide. The health concerns with PEGs is the fact that the manufacturing process, which is ethoxylation, can result in two toxic contaminants linked to breast cancer and other cancers, and for me breast cancer is my most wary, and that is your ethylene oxide and your 1,4-dioxane. 1,4-dioxane is a carcinogen linked to organ toxicity, and it is found in over a quarter of cosmetic products, but you won't find it on the ingredient labels because 1,4-dioxane is a contaminant created when common ingredients like your PEGs, these ingredients react together, they create the carcinogen. So you won't see 1,4-dioxane on the ingredient list, but it is a byproduct of these chemicals mixing together. What to look for on your label are PPGs, PEGs, polysorbate, and ingredients that end in ETH, such as laureth, stereth, and cetereth. The next ingredient are formaldehyde releasing agents. Now these are hidden in lots of different names, but their actual category they're in are formaldehyde releasing agents. These are preservatives that can interact with other chemicals, such like your PEGs when they interact with other chemicals, and they release formaldehyde. Now, formaldehyde is a neurotoxin and a carcinogen. These preservatives release small amounts of formaldehyde over time. Now, the names you need to look out for are quaternium 15, DMDM, which is, I'll put the word here because it's a big one, diazolinol urea, polyoxymethylene urea, sodium hydroxymethylglycinate, bromopol, glyoxal, and the health concerns with any of these products are cancer and skin irritation. Triclosan. This is an antibacterial chemical and it may disrupt your hormones, and so if you're going through menopause, perimenopause, you're wanting to, your fertility, all that sort of thing, triclosan would be a good one to stay away from. A lot of our health issues that, I don't know, for me, a lot of health issues I come across can sometimes be because my hormones are totally out of whack. Petroleum and petroleum distillates. These are processed crude oil and is used as an anti-foaming agent, and crude oil is just toxic in any form, so you need to avoid them in my humble opinion. Petrolatum or petroleum jelly. This is derived from petroleum and is often used in personal care products as a moisturizing agent. When properly refined, petroleum has no known health concerns. However, petroleum is often not fully refined in the US, which means it can be contaminated with those toxic chemicals called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons or PAHs. Siloxanes. Be on the lookout for ingredients ending in siloxane and methicone. This ingredient is used in cosmetic products to soften, smooth and moisten your skin. But while it might make your skin feel good, the same ingredient is used in water repellent windshield coating and building sealants and lubricants. So if they're being used in those sorts of products, do we think they're safe in skincare products? This is up to you to decide. Dibutyl phthalate. So this will still come into the phthalates that I talked about earlier, but this is a widely used fragrance enhancer and it disrupts hormones and interferes with reproduction. Coal tar dye. This ingredient is made from petroleum and is used to treat psoriasis and dandruff. It appears on labels as FD and C and D and C. It is derived from petroleum and its concern is cancer. Benzoyl peroxide. An anti-acne agent, this ingredient can irritate the skin, eyes and lungs. It's also in artificial dyes and some artificial colours like blue 1 and green 3, and it is carcinogenic in these forms. They are labelled FD and C or D and C. PABAs. This used to be the most common sunscreen ingredient. PABA can cause photosensitivity and has carcinogenic potential. Benzene. This solvent can be found in crude oil, gasoline and cigarette smoke and is used in nail polish. It can be toxic and can irritate the skin, eyes and lungs, and it is a known carcinogen. This one's probably a little bit harder. I do paint my nails. I've started using little stick-on nails, and I've always been a nail polish wearer, so I need to look more into that as well. So hopefully stick-on nails don't have those nasties in, but probably the adhesives or whatever, so I will do more research in that area for myself. So those ingredients that I've just discussed came from the list from Dr. Libby and Dr. Harold Lancer. Other ingredients that I've come up on my own from my own research are benzophenone. Benzophenone is persistent, bioaccumulative and toxic. These chemicals are linked to cancer, endocrine disruption and organ system toxicity. What to look for on your label is benzophenone and ingredients containing the words benzophenone, for example, benzophenone 2, BP2, BP and a number, and oxybenzone. Polyacrylamide. Polyacrylamide is used as a stabilizer and binder in lotions and other products. Though it's not a concern within itself like some other ingredients, it is made up of repeating molecules of acrylamide, which is strongly suspected as a carcinogen and has been linked to mammary tumours. The European Union sets limits for the amount of acrylamide allowed in its products containing polyacrylamide, but the United States currently does not regulate it. What to look for in your labels is polyacrylamide, acrylamide, polyacrylate, polyquantanium and acrylate. Health concerns: polyacrylamide can break down into acrylamide, which is a carcinogen and can cause reproductive and developmental toxicity. Now, some of the links of where I found some of this information I will leave down below. I enjoy the ewg.org. I really like this site a lot. Now, a lot of people believe it to be a site that errs on the side of scaremongering, but for my personal health and well-being, I'm very happy to avoid these potentially harmful ingredients. And I also like the fact that they have a lot of links under their recommendations on their site to a lot of medical papers that back their thoughts on the risks of these ingredients. I really enjoy that. So you don't just need to take their word for it. You can go through these medical journals and medical papers to read how they got their findings. You can also look up the FDA, the US FDA. They have lots of research on ingredients used in skincare, so you can definitely just go to the FDA for information as well. And another site that I really enjoyed was safecosmetics.org. I found that very beneficial as well, and also had lots of sources and backup material to back up their thoughts as well. I strongly advise that if you are interested in knowing more about what is in your skincare products, that you research for yourself to give yourself peace of mind so that you're happy with what you are putting on your skin and your body. You may not have the same concerns that I do once you've done your own research. These are only ingredients that I am wishing to avoid for my own peace of mind. So once again, that was wordy, that was long, but they are the ingredients that I am from going forward going to try and avoid from my skincare. My next video is going to be the skincare products that I am currently using, have used in the past, and am looking to try because they have not got these ingredients in them. That will be my next video. So if you enjoyed this one, guys, please give it a thumbs up. I do implore you, this is not a preachy video. This is what I'm doing for my health and well-being. I had just had a lot of questions from people about what I had been finding out, so wanted to share that. I encourage you to do your own research and go with your gut about what skincare you like to use. I just feel there are so many wonderful products out there that give us great ingredients that don't have all the nasty rubbish in them, and I am going to choose to head in that direction. If you want to see what products I am using, please tune into my next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you've all had a beautiful and wonderful day. See you later, guys. Bye.